Nissan has become something of a crossover specialist. The Murano, for instance, was really the vehicle that pioneered the genre, and subsequently Nissan also brought us the Qashqai and the even smaller Juke. By comparison, the X-Trail has been a soft roader, and a soft roader with attitude, a chunky design that was better off the road than most of its competitors. Now, if you look at the third generation X-Trail, it's gone a lot softer, a lot more contemporary, and in fact it looks a bit more like a crossover than an SUV, which begs the question just how well this car will really fare off the road. No surprise then that there's more than a passing resemblance between this latest X-Trail and the new generation Qashqai, launched earlier this year. Admittedly, the Qashqai is a little more compact and a little lower, but the front-end design, the D-pillar treatment and the overall aesthetic character of the two vehicles is very similar. And under the skin, they also share the same platform. In that context, one could be forgiven to believe that this new X-Trail is less capable than its predecessor. But then, one shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And for all intents and purposes, this latest X-Trail does offer significant improvements compared to the previous X-Trail. The X-Trail is offered in 4x2 and 4x4 forms, but the four-wheel drive version on test here benefits from a ground clearance that has been increased to 209mm, and despite a larger form factor, it's actually around 90 kilograms lighter. The lower mass is important from both an efficiency and performance point of view, and also benefits all-terrain capability. There's more good news under the bonnet. Because of its small capacity, one could be forgiven for believing that this turbo diesel engine wouldn't be up to the task of propelling what is a fairly substantial soft roader. It's a 1.6 litre unit, but as the figures show, it produces 96 kilowatt of maximum power and a quite prodigious 320 newton meters of torque. It is a little bit laggy, especially at low revs, which means that the 6-speed manual gearbox here is a good choice because it does allow you to optimize the power output. The limited engine capacity should translate into reduced fuel consumption, and Nissan claims an impressive 5.3 litres per 100 kilometres for the combined cycle. However, we had to be content with around 7.5 litres per 100 kilometres during the test period. That suggests a range of about 800 kilometres from the 60-litre tank. Other engine choices include a smaller, less powerful 1.5 litre turbo diesel and two normally aspirated petrol power plants. The interior execution is a further plus point. One of the most impressive aspects of the new X-Trail is the interior, which isn't only luxuriously equipped and very comfortable, but also versatile and, as you can see, quite spacious. This bench seat is split in two parts and also can move fore and aft to determine the amount of legroom or luggage space that you actually have. It can also fold down completely flat, at which point you get 1,405 litres of cargo space. Those utilitarian capabilities aren't achieved at the expense of comfort, however. In line with its flagship status, this 1.6 LE gets a long list of standard luxury and convenience features. The X-Trail also boasts a 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating, earned in part by a full-house active and passive safety system set, including 6 airbags, ABS brakes, stability control and hill start assistance. On the move, the X-Trail is an eager performer. Despite that initial lag, the X-Trail feels quite zippy on the move. The 0 to 100 time around 11 seconds. Top speed should be 185 kilometers an hour, but one should remember that this is a 1600 engine powered car, and with a full load on board, it loses some of that pep. The ride very good, very smooth, very composed, even when the going gets a little bit rougher. The X-Trail turns in willingly enough, but mild understeer is easily induced when cornering with too much vigour. That despite a system Nissan calls active trace control, which is supposed to prevent the nose from straying wide. Head off the beaten track, and the X-Trail proves that it's still an above-average soft roader. The X-Trail is equipped with one of those intelligent four-wheel drive systems that by default drives the front wheels, then sends power back to the rear wheels when things get a little slippery. You can set it to two-wheel drive only for on-road use. In auto mode, it does its intelligent interaction between front and rear axles, and then if you're going slowly over real rough terrain, you can set it to 4x4 lock mode, which then splits the power 50-50 front and rear. In practice, the automatic four-wheel drive system provides traction when it matters, and the ground clearance is sufficient for most situations that don't require low range. This latest X-Trail may look sleek and soft, but it will still go places most other vehicles won't. It also has everything that opens and shuts. But in LE trim as tested here, it costs more than 470,000 Rand, which really is quite a steep asking price. And for 80,000 Rand less, you can buy the SE, which mechanically is exactly the same and certainly offers better value. A 1.6-litre turbo diesel with both pep and frugality on its side is at the core of a package that also impresses with its overall competence both on and off the road. A well-executed, spacious and versatile cabin is a further plus point, but low-down lag can blunt initial get-up and go, and the cheaper SE version offers better value.